name is Jimmer Sikowski, and I went to camp like 38 years ago, and it was hugely impactful in my life. I went to Camp Troutberg when I was in 5th grade, and I had never been to a summer camp before, and certainly it wasn't something that I had signed up for, but it was like a life-changing experience for me. My childhood was one of like a lot of chaos, and the environment we grew up in was pretty challenging, and it was kind of the first time in my life where I felt some sense of structure and safety and security, and I actually was thinking a lot about who my counselor was in my cabin. A guy by the name of Josue. I'll never forget him. He had really, really deep faith in God, and talked about that a lot. It was the first time I was kind of exposed to that too in my life, and that environment just kind of gave me some hope. Like this is what life could really look like. I actually just went to camp 1 year. My younger brother went 2 years and actually went back and did, he was like an assistant counselor for 1 year. So it was a big deal for both of us. So we both support Long Point Camp. He realized that kids in our town, in Orleans County, not a lot of them were going to camp. And we have a really high rate of poverty in our town, so it didn't make a lot of sense. So he worked with local business owners to raise funds for the transport of the kids over, and that's dramatically increased the number of people that go there from Orleans County. And then he reached out to me when I became a Chick-fil-A operator and said, hey, why don't we meet there when we bring in the kids from Orleans County and we just feed them all Chick-fil-A. And so, for the last couple of years, that's what we've done. And it's just so awesome to see the kids there and know what they're going through. But also, they freak out when they see Chick-fil-A. So it's it makes you feel pretty good when you show up with a bunch of Chick-fil-A food and the kids are like, ah. I became an owner just over 3 years ago. So I'd spent 20 years at IBM. I was a supply chain executive for IBM, and I just had this deep feeling that God wanted me to do something a bit more impactful in my life. And so, God kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I became a Chick-fil-A operator 3 years ago. What we do is we run the company based on Christian principles. So certainly the most obvious statement of that is we do close on Sundays, but really it permeates how do we treat the people who work here? How do we treat our guests? It's the foundation for everything we do. It's been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and the most gratifying thing I've ever done in my life. It really creates a pretty amazing platform to help me better the lives of other people. Certainly, I think, I learned at camp, I was surrounded by some people, particularly the counselors and the staff, who, showed me habits, things like making the bed and getting, there would be a competition on who had the cleanest cabin, simple things like that. Basic discipline in your life that leads to success. Absolutely. And I think the other piece, and I referenced it earlier, was just the power of having faith in your life. I was surrounded by these people that were incredibly peaceful and happy, and I think at the end of the day, I know at the end of the day, it was because they had deep faith in something bigger than themselves. And so, absolutely, it has helped me throughout my life. Appreciate every moment that you're there, and learn as much as you can. And whatever it is you learn, carry it forward into your life, because the things you learn at camp, no matter what you end up doing in your life, whether you're a doctor, a mason, whatever, they're going to make you better.